skill-based matchmaking. It's one of the newest trending topics yet again, and today I want to talk about it as it's something I feel like I can put 2 cents in based off of my experience on video games, and just also to create a discussion and see where other people personally stand. Before we get on to the topic of the video at hand, just want to say that my name is TruLegendz, and if you enjoy the content I'm making and want to help support my channel, just hit that subscribe button and let's get back to the topic. So, the reason why skill-based matchmaking is amongst the drama of some gaming communities right now is because, well, recently Tim Tatman shared his opinion on why he'll stream Modern Warfare 2 less. And I found this off of Twitter via Ruffelmonger, a popular fighting game YouTuber I follow occasionally, and I just thought that his 2 cents and Tim Tatman's 2 cents were quite interesting takes, and I thought that a majority of people typically would lean towards someone like Tim Tatman's perspective, but at the same time, seeing Ruffelmonger's point of view gave me a different perspective, and I want to share both sides real quick. So here right now, I'm going to show you the clip of Tim Tatman and what he said from his stream.
I don't know what it is, guys, but after streaming battle royales for majority of my career, I'll throw that in air quotes, that's what I really love streaming. Can I be completely honest with you guys? If SBMM wasn't a thing, I would stream multiplayer. SBMM, I've said this before and I'll say it again, man. SBMM is I dare say killing video games as a whole. I don't want to get on a huge SBMM tangent here. We don't have to do this, okay? But it literally, I am playing against Giga Sweats with no rating, and then John comes in with, his binky in his mouth, and John's like, wow, you're ass. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm playing against guys that have like a 1.5 or a 2 or a 3 KD, and John's playing against 0.02. No.
Alright, so now back to me. Pretty much after seeing that clip, it created quite the reception, I would say. And the issue with the reception is that it's created a debate between two different points of views. People who play professionally and casually, of course. So for example, the first response I see is, if you want to call yourself a professional gamer, you should be going against other professionals. You don't make the NBA or the NFL and then continue to play NCAA teams. It should be hard for pros. You're supposed to play against sweats. And then this other person's basically complaining back by saying, no shot, you just called Tim a quote-unquote professional gamer. And that argument only makes sense if you're playing ranked. You think LeBron wants to play against players like Curry when they're just trying to play a fun pickup game? And I can see the arguments there. But here is where it really piqued my interest. So another YouTuber by the name of Ruffelmonger stated, I will never understand what it is with FPS players who are absolutely terrified to play against people who are roughly around their same skill level. Oh no, the quote-unquote sweats and tryhards, isn't that what you are when you are game killing people worse than you? This comes up every couple of months, and I can only ever read it as someone who only wants to play against people who have no real chance of fighting back. If you don't want to have to try hard, sure, you want something chill, I get that, but get out of those modes with skill-based matchmaking then. And then someone below said, that's the point, all the modes have skill-based matchmaking, you're just talking. And then he says, oh, then everyone's on equal ground, so there is zero actual problem then. And that's where the comment kind of rubbed me the wrong way, because at the end of the day, you want to kind of spread out the player base to an extent. In my personal opinion, a lot of people care about playing ranked modes because that's where they want to play their more high-intensive games, right? Dragon Ball FighterZ is one example I can think of as a game that I have played consistently throughout the years. I think it's a 5-year-old game now, and I've played that since at least, I'm pretty sure I got it the day it launched actually, but I've never played it on a consistent basis, right? But in that game, you had a casual mode, and then you had a more competitive mode, and where you can rank up your rank, right? But in that game, you are only playing someone else, not a group of other people or groups of individuals, you know what I mean? And when you play a game like Call of Duty, you're playing a more varietable group of people. Now, skill-based matchmaking I think is good, but I think it's also not healthy. It depends on the dose or the strength of skill-based matchmaking. And personally for me, in a game like Call of Duty, it needs to be lightened in comparison. Now, I have not played Call of Duty Vanguard, and I never will. I don't care. It's a game that, after looking at it, I've never wanted to ever touch a game like Call of Duty Vanguard ever. After seeing gameplays upon gameplays upon gameplays from people like Nero Cinema or Prestigious Key, just seeing the gameplay is atrocious to me. And it just looks like a little bit more refined but color crazy Modern Warfare 2, not Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 2019 reskin. But the thing was is that like in Modern Warfare 2019, skill-based matchmaking was strong enough to the point where like I was playing the game, but I wasn't enjoying all the matches, but I still played when I was bored. You know what I mean? It just felt like, because like I think for a lot of people too, it's Call of Duty is a comfort game, so they like to come back to it and play it and enjoy it, which is why pub stomping is such a popular topic, right? But however, when you play a game like Call of Duty, you need to make sure that a majority of your player base is happy, and the people that play it on a constant basis every single day, grinding the hell out of the game, they're going to be the ones that are going to suffer the most, the ones that are dedicated to the game the most, which also sucks. But the thing is that the ones that play the most are also the ones that aren't the ones that are actually just tossing the most money at the game, which is just the unfortunate truth. And in comparison to a game like Dragon Ball FighterZ, where the only thing you have to pay for are DLC characters, which of course some were, ridiculous, such as when Ultra Instinct Goku came out. He was literally the best character in the game for like, what was it, 5-6 months? I don't remember the actual length, but I remember one time playing with my cousin. We were playing Dragon Ball FighterZ, and I think I literally won 72 or 62 games in a row against him. One or the other. Probably 62. But it got to the point where he couldn't even beat UI Goku, let alone the team past him as well. And it's gotten to the point where, at that point, like, he was such a bullshit character, to the point where, like, I even went out of my way to learn touch of death combos. And at that point, of course, he made it a mission to try and beat me with UI Goku no matter what. And until he finally beat me, then we started cutting back on how much I use UI Goku as well, of course. But that's not my point. The difference is, however, is that like, unlike a game like Dragon Ball FighterZ where certain stuff are hidden behind paywalls, such as characters, and mostly just characters to be honest, past that, what else is there for skill-based matchmaking to affect? Just the type of people you play. But for a game like Call of Duty, there's a lot more people to take into consideration. There's a whole massive more audience to take into consideration, because not everybody plays a game like Dragon Ball FighterZ. It is one of the more popular fighting games to my knowledge, but a game like Call of Duty basically sweeps it under the rug almost every time. Not even almost, it does every time. And that's just the truth. And so with a bigger variety of people talking about it, you're going to have more debates on it no matter what. And as the next Call of Duty comes out, when Modern Warfare 2 comes out in like, what, 2 more days, 3 more days, I don't know, people are going to be starting to have their debates, their arguments, their 2 cents to say. And unfortunately, it's going to create more drama for all of us that actually care about these games. Personally, to me, at the end of the day, if I'm coming back to the game, at this point in time, I'm using the game as a comfort game. I don't care that much past it, whether or not I'm good at it, whether I'm not bad at it. And that's just the mindset I have grown at this time of day. And, that opinion changes over time, Not every opinion is going to stay the same. Not every opinion is going to change. But at the moment, that is my current opinion. And personally, I don't see any wrong opinion at the end of the day. The only ones I can see that I would say are wrong are the ones that start to go and basically attack people for their personal opinions at that point. But yeah, so that's the video for today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Sorry if I went on a more of a ramble. But yeah, let me know what you got to say. This was TruLegendz. Stay tuned and see you soon.